All right. Hey, good evening, LinkedIn. Dave Wilson, Results Staffing. Got a great show tonight. I'm going to talk about a lot of things about, losing your job and what you need to do and a lot of great new ideas. So we'll be right back after this. That's still that ending of this video it's rough. It scares you. You're sitting here ready to go for it, and bam, it cuts you off short. Hey, tonight it's always trying to think of different discussions and what shows more and what you can show as a somehow showing results for it, coming up with new ideas. And tonight I wanted to talk about when you first lose your job. I hear it a lot today, like 3 times. And it's hard. It's hard to hear somebody saying they don't know what to do. They lost their job. And I believe that everybody knows that feeling. Listen, if you haven't had that feeling, I have one. I quit, or I was let go one time back in the 90s. I forget what it was even about, but I remember that feeling. You know how it feels your stomach. Then you think of your family, your friends, benefits. What happens there? It's not like it was years ago. Things are a lot different. It's just short and sweet. You're done. Get out. Here's maybe if you're lucky that you'll get some kind of severance. Years ago, you did get a lot of severance. Now they just cut that back totally, the corporations. And I get it, the cost, but still, I think it depends on the situation. But I wanted to talk about why is it so hard, and what they're saying, what you should do when you lose your job, right? So you apply for unemployment benefits. Good luck with that nowadays, because if you've seen some of those pages right now with everything going on, it can take you 2 months to get your unemployment, and that's tough for a family, especially if you're the sole provider and you just lost your job. That's the least thing on your mind. So everybody says, well, you have your savings, and savings is great, but I never want to touch it. It's a tough thing. You've saved all your years and years and years, and then something like this happens, but that's why it's there for. It's not to just gloat about it. A lot of people say they've cut back on everything from their monthly expenses and find ways to cut back. When you go through and you write everything down, even you save a lot of money. You'll see where we're spending all your money at. So, then you were talking about your student loans, reaching out about your student loans. And, right now, I think there's 0% and they're suspended right now. And, communicate with everybody. Even when with COVID hit with the businesses, I was told by the state, they had a meeting and I was listening, and they said, either your clients are going to be your best friends or your enemies, because they're going to want their money. They're going to want it. And if you can't give it to them, they had to work with you. Like a lot of car people with car loans, a lot of them were furloughed for like 3 months. That was great. A lot of companies have really taken back on that because, listen, I've done it with Career Builder. I don't care if they listen to me or not. I don't get the service that I'm paying for. They're a great company. It's a little bit more priced down a little bit, but listen, I don't get much at all. But I'll pay them. You got to pay them. But when you don't get the service that you're you're paying for, you get irritated. It's just like in staffing. If you're hired for somebody and you're not providing a service, something's wrong. You shouldn't have to pay, or you should just fight it and try not to pay it, because if you're not getting the service that you're providing. They talked about, try to stay away from your retirement. I mean, that's your last thing, right? Be flexible about new opportunities, pay attention to the news. I have no clue. And then when I look at it, you see companies struggling right now about the staffing. We all hear it every day. I hear it when I go on sales calls, and it's hitting more lately, I've noticed, with professional services, more so logistics. Logistics is just there. Logistics, forget about it. They're just high turnover, unless, we're going to talk about that, unless you come up with some new ideas. But to change your hiring practice, that is one of the biggest thing in professional services. And I'm glad Rob just jumped on here. Rob, I was just about to mention this about it. So in professional services, it even states, if you don't have a fast response within at least a week or week and a half, right, on a hiring process, you're going to lose the candidate. Now, a person like Rob's waited you could go sometimes on one job up to 2 to 3 weeks before you know if you're getting hired. Simple. You got a first interview, then the second interview, then they want to meet you, right? Then they say, well, we're going to get back with you. By the time you wait, that person, it's just not fair. I am sorry, it's not fair, because you need to get, like it even says, if you don't, I like this part. If you're, let's see, for starters, you want to make the process repeatable, easy, and to replicate. Simple. Because if you don't, you're going to lose the person. Simple. They can't go 3 weeks waiting. You cannot go 3 weeks for waiting for a job to hear back from, whether it's professional services or it's staffing or logistics. It's not fair. It's not fair, because I've told people before, you take gentlemen that have been looking for work and they're very good candidates, turn yourself around. I always say, turn it around, see how it feels. How would you like to be hired? Go through the hiring process now. If you have a job right now, I've seen another company over here, starts with a P. They just laid off a lot of people. That's a lot of great high-end jobs. And I was like, wow, where are they going to go? Because they can't wait 3 weeks. Then when you wait 3 weeks, and then if you do get hired, majority of the time it's 2 weeks, right? Hold back a week. So now you're talking over a month and a half with no income in today's world. Not, maybe years ago it was a little bit different. You could find a job quicker, but now the unemployment, if you're making over 3 figures and you're going down to $572 a week, the highest for unemployment. I mean, that is the part that irritates me, because you don't change the hiring process. Logistics. Listen, logistics is easy. If you just show the candidates the job. First of all, I've said it numerous times. Make a video of the job, what they're going to be doing, or have a tour. Bring them in and show them what they're going to do. We did that years ago, because then you could say to the person, hey, what's going on with it? Do you like it or not? No. Okay, great. But let's see what Rob says. It's nothing but pure stress in interviews. And Rob, I've talked about it. This is a gentleman that he thought, Rob, you thought you had this job. So did I. And then he just went through almost 2 hours worth, and it's too long, and you got to make it more easier. You got to just take that time away from it. There's no reason in HR or the hiring manager cannot give an answer. Say it. Somebody please give a reason why you can't do it within 2 to 3 weeks. There's no reason, because you don't want to do it, because some people don't want to make a change because they fear it's going to be against them. Maybe I don't want to bring this person on right away. Or you got corporate world saying, well, maybe we don't need that position for 3 to 4 weeks, because then what's going to happen in 6 to 7 weeks, you're going to pay for it. You're going to be wondering why you're so far behind. Well, we didn't get this done. Well, because you waited for 3 weeks. They're the kind of things that needs to be changed. Listen, on LinkedIn here as leaders, you should be giving out some advice, giving solutions, what you need to do in your change process. And I'm going to go back to logistics. It's the same thing. People wonder why they leave. Why? I guarantee you that we don't know why. Right here. So you want to create a culture that would want them to stay there. It's not always about the money. If you came up with a good, I guarantee you, a company that sells herself, if you show people what you're about, right? Because if you don't know the company, you don't. I've seen companies just pop up around here. I was like, wow, I didn't even know they were there. But it's not always about the money, because if you have great benefits, I'll tell you what, I would be out on social media. I don't care what position it is. I don't care if it's logistics, hospitality, professional services. It doesn't matter to me if it's in a city. It does not matter anywhere. Right now, I get a lot of people right now from Texas because of Daryl. He always pops on. He copied, tagged my name, and I got a lot of oil rig people, and all I can do is just say, hey, apply, because we have like 1,800 jobs on careers tab. So if you go on there on the website, there's 1,800 jobs. It changes. I wish there was more, but we're trying to get more as a group of recruiters. But they're reaching out. What are they going to do? And that's where it comes up. Why won't you change? Why don't companies change? Why don't they just, it frustrates you, because you know the answer. If you talk about like the HR, if you took an HR director or a general manager and you put them in a room, and if you could just vet for 5 minutes, I guarantee you know the answer. You do. You know the answer, but the people up won't. That's where that's where you got to just put yourself out there. I get it. You get afraid of your job. People get afraid. They get nervous. And that's why they don't say anything. The reason they don't say anything is because they don't want to be held. They don't want to lose their job. So why would they say something negative? So you have companies say, doing a third party. Hey, there's Tuvia, Miami, cha-ching. There he is. That's the man you want to connect with. We just spoke tonight. We always come up with some great ideas between each other, and with colleagues on LinkedIn, reach out, start talking, because you can get some good ideas. But what I'm saying is, a lot of people won't give the reason why. They're utilizing third parties. So they're going to bring in a company, spend money for a company to come in and say, people, shh, let's tell them what it's about, but lie, because you're afraid of your job. You're not going to say this job sucks. You're not going to say, well, that manager sucks. You're not going to say that other boss there is terrible. You're not going to do it. Majority of people don't do it. And the ones that do it, what happens there. A lot of them will end up leaving, because they're some of the good people, the good candidates that you lose within the first year. If you don't have a hiring process that's quick, responsible, really thorough, but you can do it within a 2-week period, you're going to lose that candidate. The majority of the time, it's 44%, I think almost half leave within the first 12 months for other reasons, for other perks, not always about the money. There was some I wanted to talk about real quick, and this one, Tuvia, was really funny when it came out. Unlimited PTO. Oh, yeah. Get this. So big companies don't care about customers. Little companies take care of their customers. And Rob, you're right there. We all know that, because if it's family run, if it's a smaller business with 100 and less, it's a lot easier to make a change than a company with 2,000 people, 3,000. But it can be done, because companies will do it when it satisfies them. When they need it, they can make a change quick. When it suits them. When it doesn't, oh no, I'm not going to touch that. It's too many people. Hey, it's always great talking to you in Miami, man. You're 5 minutes from the beach. I got to go down there. So this is what some people came up with, and we tried it. I don't care. I'm going to say it. Unlimited PTO. So we all had 3-4 weeks vacation, right? All of a sudden, they come up with this great friggin' idea. Oh, you can have all the time off in the world. Took all your vacation away. Yeah, you can still take whatever you want, as long as your job's done and as long as your manager says okay. And so when people would come in, well, I can't leave because I got 3 to 4 vacations, 3-4 weeks. Oh, no, don't worry. We'll give that to you. Yeah, right. People take less time off because they're freaking confused. When you tell somebody, oh, yeah, unlimited PTO, bull. They don't even take it. It might work for the tech companies, but it's not working. It's not going to work in the staffing agency. And I don't care what anybody says. I've been there, done it. And I was a branch manager and a market manager. People were more confused because it's like we all just did what we had to do. It's like, no, I'm just sticking with what I did, because you had one person, 2 people, bad eggs, right? They take off all the time. Well, you can't get rid of them. But this is the best part. Let me unmute this. This is the best part about it, is if they put you, the managers, on notice, because if you denied the candidate their PTO, right? Well, they're not really doing their job, and they weren't coming in on time. They would hold you accountable, because how can you deny them if you haven't written them up or you haven't counseled them? Because either you're afraid to have that conversation. But that unlimited PTO, I'm telling you, horrible in my opinion, and the facts even show it. When you tell somebody, hey, you can take off anytime you want, yeah, unlimited. Now, the reasoning behind it is trying to get the right candidates, because you could go to a bigger company and say, hey, well, come on with us. We offer unlimited time off. Because if somebody had 4 weeks, you would never leave. A lot of people would say, no, I got 4 or 5 weeks vacation. I can't do that. And then you drag them in and you lie. It doesn't work unless you have strong leadership. Most of the time, you don't. Because if you have 1 or 2 bad eggs, it's not going to work. It does not work, because people are scared to have conversations now of the truth. They're afraid to say something to their bosses when they know the answer. Yes, they get paid. Tuvia, they got paid. I was in charge of it. I put a big schedule up there. You would go up there onto a calendar. You would write all your peak seasons, exit. Nobody could take off time for that. Nobody. You had to be there. But yet then everybody was saying, well, I want to take this day off. I want to take this day off. The managers didn't know what to do. They couldn't, the upper management couldn't explain it good enough. Now, like your general managers or your regional, they knew, and they were confused. But that's what I wanted to talk about there, is that PTO. I could care less. That's the most useless tool that you can ever do. I know, where do I sign up? And a lot of people, when you do an interview and you're sitting there and you say, okay, we're going to hire you. Oh, how many weeks vacation? Unlimited. What? Unlimited. Their faces would be like, what the hell are you talking about? But that's the way it is. Know where you're looking for good, great talent now. Wow. This is where I told people that the great talent, if a candidate has 50%, I'd say 50, and I don't care. Again, I don't care what people think about when I say this, is if they reach 40 to 50% of that qualifying job, and that job's been on the board for 10 weeks to 3 months, well, that must be something that you don't need a friggin' job, because you wouldn't have it posted for 3 months. You would have had it filled. You have to think about training. It's the basics of just today. I had a young lady call on the way home to you. 20 minutes from here. She lost her job in hospitality. This is the same, no difference in the job. She's upset, but she needs to find something. She actually likes working in a warehouse. She did. She's like, wow, this is great. But she couldn't get a job because she's saying she feels it was her age. She feels like it's because they thought they were going to go back. She was going to go back to her regular job, and she couldn't live. The candidate couldn't live on that kind of living from hospitality of working 3 to 4 days a week. Then they send you home and you're not making any money. And she was very honest. Now I'm going to help her. Listen, I'm not making no money off her. Tomorrow, I know I'm going to reach out to XPO. So if anybody's listening from XPO in Easton, I have a great candidate for free. There's a couple staffing companies she doesn't want to work for, but she's free. I'm going to have her call somebody tomorrow. And that's what I'm talking about, training. You have to take the training and take that person with 40%. Think about it. You can mold that candidate and kind of get them into the culture, kind of get her, the candidate into how you want to teach, versus, somebody, a lot of people don't want to bring people in, and I'm glad Catherine's here. See, yes, be willing to train. You get some of the best people that way. People are coming in on the best parts, is because you can train them the way you want to train. So don't cry and say you can't fill your positions, because we had 2 people turn down good direct hires this week. And direct hires, you work hard for them. The direct hires, you work friggin' hard. And then when they say, no, they're not qualified, or they're missing something, that's where it's wrong. Train the friggin' person. I don't care what kind of logistics, professional services, a friggin' doctor, right? Who cares? Train the person. Put the money in, because you're spending the money because you don't have the people anyway. You don't have them. So if you're going to cry about it, You're not doing anything about it. Good. I have a great candidate that does something in medical. I don't know. She's a great candidate. She does whatever you want to, you go for your, not chiropractic, but physical therapy. So I called free. I called 2 medical companies, say. Now they have recruiters everywhere. They're the top, right? Listen, I have a great candidate for you for free. Can you really take a look at this? No, we don't do that. Oh, bull. No, we don't do that. Why wouldn't you do that? If you have a great candidate right in front of you with a video screen resume and a great resume to go with it, and I'm telling you it's free. Catherine, I don't know about you, but I would take free. I would take free, and I trained a security guard to recruit. They kill. See? When I did Brittany for Ducking House, she didn't even know she was going to be a recruiter. She was hired for something else, but they turned her into a recruiter. You know, there he is. Oh, Bill, I was just talking about your daughter. I'm irritated because 2 companies I offered her free, and we don't do that. Then good. I don't want you anyway. I'll find something else. You know, training was the heart of C&T. Yes. Thank you, Jeff. That is so true. Even when I was after the military, when we got out and I went to the paper industry, James River, it was great. And it was a union shop and salary and hourly. It didn't matter. You signed the paper on the wall. Now think of this. You signed the paper, cash, please. When you signed the paperwork, you bid it, you got it. You didn't know how to do it. They trained you. You got 2 weeks, something like that. So, yep, hooray for free. I know. I'm just so irritated, Catherine, because she's a great candidate, and it pisses you off because free. And you're going to say, we don't do that because you're a corporate. What the hell does that mean you're a corporate? Go over and ask the manager, or, hey, you know what? Let me just send you the resume and you can call her and say you got the deal. That's all it was. Companies can't think outside the box. And that's true. It's just, that's a strong cash, please. It's a strong part of learning how to fill jobs is training. Don't ever assume just because they don't have that degree, but they have 20 years experience that they can't do that. What type of job? I'll talk to you, Tubia. I have a resume. But think about it. Cash, please. So that's my son over there. He loves playing video games and it's hard to hear him. But look at that. You have to train experienced people. That's what really cracks me up. That's what we did. Occupational therapy. There it is, Tubia. And I was so irritated over that. Cash. I got to yell at my son over there because I'm trying to listen. He's playing a video game. But over at King of Prussia, Catherine, over in King of Prussia area, that's where we're looking for her for. Got a great video resume screening of her. And I'll tell you what, top notch. But you have to look. Again, I'm going to move on to another subject about training. I don't want to hear it. I get so pissed off about it. I'm sorry. I'm passionate about it because you have good candidates and you turn them away. So, Cash, one more time. See, I got to yell at my son over here. Cash, stop. See, that's part of being a parent. So, but another thing is boost about your company. Boost about your company. Think about that. I didn't know some of the companies were located like 35, 40 minutes from my house. So why don't you know about it? You need to know. You need to boost your company and put it on social media. Put it up. There's all different platforms for each type of job. Seriously, yes. He's playing fork knife, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, he gets over there and he gets all into that. But these kids on these games, man, I'll tell you. But he's coming over. So Bill Bradford, have her email me, please. Kim, I'll even send you a great video resume screening. You'll love it. I'm going to send it to you right after this, too. And, but, oh, God, I lost that command. I lost that thought. You lose that thought process. All right. So the next one off is, we talked about that survey. Okay. The survey employees often, they're not going to answer the truth. I get that. They're just going to tell you what they want to hear. And they brought up about that personality test again. I go back and forth on that. I don't know about Catherine, Bill, and everybody here. The culture, it's supposed to, that questions about personalities. I've seen you lose some great candidates. and then I've seen you gain maybe from it. I don't know. I don't believe the facts. Every time I read something like that, I don't get it. Celebrate your people. A lot of people, it doesn't mean that you have to give them something. You don't have to pat everybody on the back every single time. But you know what? Pick up a gift card, $5 of Dunkin' Donuts. Pick up a gas card. Pick up something, but celebrate your people. Show them that your company culture is, hey, listen, you work for it. You know, we advertise. Do you guys ever try to place the college kids looking for a paid internship? Bill, some of them, yes, you can, but the majority around here, they go through the PA Career Link for the college kids for a paid internship. The state did that this year. They were offering a paid internship. Now, I utilize the school, McCain Technology, and they have to do 4 to 6 weeks. That's where I have them come to the office here, and they learn sales, recruiting, every single thing, marketing and social media. So, but look up at the career links, and I know they have to do it over there. So, and a lot of companies start doing that early. I know some companies around here that they need to research for the college kids. They need to research the companies because it's very political, but you need to get in early. So, but celebrate your people, you know, show them the difference that you do, and they're really going to stand out for you. Another thing I wanted to show you, just one thing about social media. I want to try to bring in one thing a night. Now, I showed everybody last night about utilizing the reports. So I ran one for LinkedIn. A lot of people don't realize this, but I run a report on my insights on LinkedIn. Now, I'm going to put them up right here. I'm going to show them real quick. It's just going to show you what it looks like, and I'm going to talk about it. So what you're going to see here, I run a report every week to see where I'm at. This is my LinkedIn. Okay. Look at me. I'm all over the place. Look, 46 new posts. I'm up 45. I'm up 86 followers, 6 engagements, 13 clicks onto my website. But I wish there showed more, but you can see my ads. You can see what I'm doing all over the place. And this is what you want to utilize. I can run over every Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, everything, and I have insights. Because this company here allows me to do that, because this is all my social media platforms. It knows when to put the ads out. You can see all my ads. There's the videos. It tells me when to put out there. I just put schedule it. So between here, then I get all the results from here. And then that's what I look at on trying to figure out where I'm at, even on LinkedIn. Because LinkedIn, everybody thinks that you want to get connection, which is great, but I want to see how it's doing. Especially if it's going down. If your engagements are going down, video is the top way still, video, to get your message out there. You know, even on LinkedIn, when I look at the insights here, the videos are still the strongest. This is every ad that I run on LinkedIn. Videos, you get the comments and shares here and there, a couple, but this is the most engaging. And sometimes my top LinkedIn this time was over 1,800 jobs when I did a video on that. And we will not staff for companies that have weird shifts. That was one of the biggest ones of the month. So see what I'm saying? I can tell you what the top ads were about, what I did. And I follow it because if you look again, one more time, I am all over the place. But that's good. If you were to lower it down a little bit, you would see my followers are going up and up and up and up and up. So that's one of the great reports from Hootsuite that I love. But on that note, I think I hit that. Here's another thing. And I know, Kathy, you'll chime in on this, Catherine, I did a video last night about what's your value? What is your value? I know you run out. I'll tell you what, you got to prepare for this thing. I do. I swear, I got all these pages. I write down everything what I want to talk about, and I don't even hit some of the subjects that I do. My son goes to Rochester Institute of Technology, computer science major. He would get his master's degree in 5 years with working 2 semesters at co-op. He did one this past summer and fall at FedEx here in Pittsburgh. He needs to get another for 2021. Yeah, I know FedEx, they do that here because I remember even at Crayola and all these bigger companies, Tesla, they allowed people to, they did it 2 to 3 months prior. So definitely have him reach out. And Bill, it goes the same way. With this video resume screening, he can still do that and talk about what he wants to learn. And you can send it right to the company as an internship. You know, that is why the change part, it's hard for companies to change. They don't think sometimes. I love Rochester. Oh my God, my thoughts. But if you learn anything tonight, anything, try to make a change with something. Talk to somebody. If you're having issues at a company, if you know what's going to work, if you know this will work to help your issues that you're having, tell them about it. You know, on your reviews, that's what I wanted to talk about, the reviews. So this was my reviews for the last 9 years. All right, it's review time. Fill it out, okay? You spend a couple hours filling that friggin' thing out. Didn't matter. Nobody read it. Everybody got, what is it, 2, 3, 4%? You knew what you were getting on a review before you even got it. The reviews nowadays, it's just not like it was. I'm sorry. There's nobody out there who's going to tell me anything different. The reviews are just, you might as well just sit down. If your boss doesn't like you, you're screwed because you're not going to get something. That's the way it is. Ooh, and a foot of snow. Yes. But when it comes to the reviews, $22 per hour for a kid. Nice. Hey, they're not paying that high around here. But think about it. I'm going to let it go after this. It's been 31 minutes. Is the reviews, if you're going to do the reviews, do them. They will help. Be serious and have a great conversation about it. Have that person in a room with an HR. A lot of people say they won't even do that now. They just, here, sign it. Wow. You worked all year. Then you were right. Oh, let me put these questions down. Let me put these answers down. And then bam, you will get a 2%, 3%. That's just total waste of time. It's a total waste of the employee's time. And if you really want to keep people, do the review. Sit down with them in the office and do the review. If you do this, then they might have a voice that's heard. I can't be any more serious than that. These are the things that I've talked about tonight that can help and assist, because if you're afraid to have those conversations, you don't need to be in management. I'm sorry. If you're not afraid to tell a company, listen, I can't do it. You know, I have some great companies that I've tried, and it bothers me because I know the pain of not having employees. I hear it every day. We struggle as staffing companies the same way because we want to help our clients. But if the client's not willing to change, and the staffing company just does the same old way every single day, it's just going to be a big circle all over until you get one company that'll take a chance on someone new. Because to me, if your staffing agency isn't performing, they're gone. I've heard it all the time. Well, you're not performing. Well, so goodbye. Break up with your customer. It's okay. If they're not performing, break up. But that's where it comes into about staffing. It's the same thing. It's about changing. And if they're not willing to change, you're not willing to change, then you're just going to sit there again, over and over, talking about this. Next year, we could sit here and talk about the same thing again. Did they change? Did they do something different? This new software that goes out for corporations. And I'm going to have the CEO on of Hootsuite. He's in Argentina. It's freaking fantastic. And you pay like about, I think for a company, maybe about $800 a year or something like that for a top. And you can have top customer service for it. I mean, you don't have to do anything for social media. It tells you what to do. It gives you most engaging posts what to do. It gets your companies out there name that you're hiring. It gets your companies out there that you're getting great benefits. It tells the people out there that you got great family shifts that are family friendly. It tells you out there that you'll have an interview process done within 2 weeks and you will get notified. You're going to hear all these things, but if you don't do it, it's just a waste of time. So on that note, everybody, you gotta love these live videos. I will talk to everybody soon, and I always love to end it with this video here. See you tomorrow.